Now, Korea's chief economic policymaker says the free trade agreement between Korea and the U.S. has played a prominent role in boosting trade in both countries. This shoots down claims made by the U.S. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump that the trade pact only expanded U.S. trade deficits, while even costing a number of American jobs. Minyoung has this report.
Korea's Finance Minister Yoo Il-ho said the free trade agreement between Korea and the U.S. brought enormous benefits for both countries. At a meeting with the members of the American Chamber of Commerce in Korea on Thursday, Yoo countered against arguments critical of the bilateral pact, saying that the gains of the Korea-U.S. FTA far outweigh any losses. This remark came after the U.S. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump bashed the deal in an economic speech in Pennsylvania on Tuesday. Yoo said the deal created more jobs in both countries, and sales of U.S. automobiles in Korea soared by 28% a year on average, making Korea the second largest market in Asia for U.S. car makers, beating Japan. The U.S. International Trade Commission's report also said the Korea-U.S. FTA has boosted total U.S. exports by between $4.8 billion to $5.3 billion U.S. dollars, making it the second largest increase among the 13 FTAs the U.S. has with other countries. Experts mostly agree that there was indeed a significant increase in both imports and exports.
Korea saw gains in transportation services related to shipping goods, and the U.S. made profits from specialized services such as intellectual property. Investment in both countries also saw an increase.
The expert added that Korean exports to the U.S. rose by 82.4% for 3 years due to the bilateral pact. The finance minister also pledged to strengthen the alliance between the two nations, saying that if the Korea-U.S. FTA was a cornerstone for a mutually beneficial relationship, economic cooperation between the two countries should further expand to not only create more quality jobs, but to tide over the current low-growth trend. The bilateral free trade pact went into effect in March 2012, after it was ratified by the U.S. Congress in October 2011. Minyoung, Arirang News.